Yeah. So this particular discussions features some simple filters of the system commands which accept data from standard input. Standard input is our keyboard. Manipulate it and write the result to the standard output. Standard output is, as of now, it is this computer screen. Standard input is the keyboard. Standard output is the CI or monitors. Filters are central tools of Unix toolkit, and each filter featured in this discussion performs a simple function. Here we show the use of both the standalone mode and in combination with other tools using redirection and piping. Many Unix files have lines containing fields, strings of characters representing a meaningful entity. Some commands expect these fields to be separated by a suitable delimiter that's not used by the data. So many filters work well with the delimited fields, and some simply won't work without them. Now here, for all these discussions, let us assume that we have a simple database, and a simple database for us will be. So I already created one particular file, emp.lst. This is the data file for us. Now look into this file content. So this is a file. Look into these files very carefully. So it's a normal text file where I stored data of employees of company. So maybe the first field is employee ID, then the name, then the designation, then comes, say for example, their departments. The next field is date of birth in date, month and year format. And the last column is the salary, say for example. Typical text file contain, and for us this is the database. Now we are going to discuss about various commands that will work with these text files, how we can process these files. Now look into the various commands. One of the command that you can try with is called the PR command. Okay, now what will happen if I say PR? This PR command prepares a file for printing by adding suitable headers, footers, and formatted text. A simple invocation of this command is to use it with a file name as argument. So you have to say PR. Look into then you write emp.lst. The moment you write PR emp.lst, it is printed in this particular way. Now look into this, the way in which it is printed. So I entered the command here, pr.lst. Then it is going to print the first with its own format. Say for example, there is a date field indicating when this file is created. Then also the name of the file. If it is a multi-page document, it will print what is the page number. And this is the file content without any change. Actually, it is nothing but a cat command, but with some page number and file name and date of file creation, etc. This is a PR command. So now if you look into man PR using online command, see, have the practice of using this man command whenever you have questions in your mind regarding any of the commands, whatever we are going to use. Okay. That's a good practice to work with that. Now, Look into the man command, what it says, man PR. See, this manual page says that PR command converts text files for printing. Then the synopsis part tells us how to use it. So just now used it, PR, and also it takes some options that is indicated within square brackets. So you can indicate any different options which is listed in the manual page. You can try all these, experiment usage of all these option fields on your own. What I can say here in the class is just explaining and introducing a command to you. After that, it is left to you to experiment on that and explore various options of that particular command. So here it says that paginate or columnate files for printing with no file, or when file is, then again read standard input. Mandatory arguments to long options are mandatory for short options too. There are different options. You can experiment on this. Okay, if you have a file content, what I suggest you is to create one experimental database, something like whatever I shown you, emp.lst. And on that, you can experiment all these commands, whatever we are going to discuss today in the class. Okay. So this is a complete. So in case if you don't want a header field, then you can say -t. Okay. Or if you don't want pagination, then you can say -t, etc. Are the different options that you can use it with P. And so when I say try with -t, sorry, not with this command, PR. Look into this. This is there is no headers like date, etc., etc. Okay, it's as simple as that of cat command. Very similar output, PR-t. If you say capital T as per the manual, that also removes the headers, date informations. Okay. Now, like this, you experiment it and make a note on that. Whenever you found something useful, have a habit of taking a note on your notebook, because many a time you may need such features or such facilities or commands during the shell programming or for your advanced study on Unix or the Linux operating systems. Okay. Now, having said that, then again, you can also look into, say, for example, there is one more command with the -t. Now look into the way in which output is displayed. First 4 lines are displayed, but what happens now? That entire output here, just compare the previous output and this output with the -4. Because that number, that integer number prints, it is says that for 4 columns. Okay, 4 columns are displayed. If the program output a series of 20 numbers, 1 in each line, then this option can make good use of the screen's empty space. Okay, in this way, you can experiment the various features. And next command, whatever we are going to study or discuss about as far as filters are concerned. Here, our sample input file is emp.lst. Now look into another command which works with that file, that is called head. If I say head command, then I will write -n. And then say, for example, I will enter a number 5. Or before that, let us print original file also. This is the original file. Then I will experiment with this particular command head. then -n 5, then write file name emp.lst. If already you have a Linux machine with you, you can type, okay, of course, if you have a document file, you can test it. Otherwise, you can try to use it along with the me. Now look into this. What happened here is that the command is head. So now what is head command? As the name implies, it displays top of the file -n5, first 5 lines. First 5 lines of that emp.lst is displayed. In case if you need, say for example, only 2 lines, top 2 lines, you can change this. Only top 2 lines are displayed here because of this -n2. Okay. So this can hold good for any text files, not only data files. First few lines, if you want to get a display on your screen, you can try with the head command. Head, then with the line number -n option, then you have to indicate what is the line number you want to get printed. So similarly, there is a command called tail also. Almost similar command. If you say tail, then last 2 commands, last 2 lines of the text is displayed here, getting it displayed. Input file is emp.lst, our sample file. I am trying to print head or tail. How many number of options? Okay. So this tail command has more options than head. Okay, this tail command is having more number of options than the head command. It can also extract in units of bytes rather than lines. Not only line number, you can, the file contains the file size, maybe say for example, ls-l emp.lst. It will indicate, this says that file is of 915 bytes. 915 bytes. In case if you want to display of data, content of the file in terms of bytes also, we can get it printed. Let us try one. Say for example, if you say tail, then extracting bytes rather than lines, then you have to say -c, not -n, -c, because total number of data available in the file is 915. Let me say 100 bytes you want to print from emp.lst. That is the case. Look into the file content. The way in which it extracts data, in terms of number of bytes, it extracts the contents. Similarly, because now you know that file size is 915, just change that value to exactly 915. Then you're going to get all the contents. If you try with 900 bytes, say 15 bytes, but here something is clipped up from the top of that initial data bytes. Okay, in this way you can experiment on this. Actually, this -c, also note that now if you look into the content, from the bottom everything is printed properly. From the top you are missing something. So with the -c option, from the bottom of the last 900 bytes are displayed, eliminating whatever is remaining in the top. So in case if you want, if you want to skip or if copies last 500 bytes, then you have to say, okay, now look into this kind of output. What is going to happen by saying minus 900? Okay, this is minus 900. Without that also it prints from the last. Similarly, you can go for plus 900. Now here copies everything after skipping 500 and skipping 900 bytes. Now it skipped 900 bytes, and out of that the last few bytes are displayed here. Okay, skipping of the first few lines, displaying only the last few bytes. Okay, this is the difference. In case if you write minus and some data size, the copy is last that many number of bytes from the given file. Now the next part of processing, this is about printing the available content, whether you want to print from the top or whether you print from the bottom, whether what to do if you want to print only first few lines. See, all these commands you can try with the different head and tail formats. Next comes splitting the file. Now look into this interesting command also. This is our original file. Now we have another command called cut. This features cut and paste commands. Okay, cut and paste commands will be illustrated with the specific reference to the file or file emp.lst. Now look into one more command here. That's what I think I not discussed this particular command. Now look into a command head. Once again, previous command I want to repeat, -n, then 5, then file name. Now you know this command, first 5 lines. If I am not giving any other options, it is going to display the output to the standard output device. Standard output device is our display or the terminal. So you can expect first 5 lines having employee names of A. Shukla, Jay Sharma, Sumit Chakravarti, Barun, and NK Gupta. See, this is what has happened. You are going to get a display of first 5 lines. Now, let me use a pipe command now. I want to, one output is displayed here in the monitor. It will be displayed in the monitor. Now I want to take another stream, the same output, I want to do something else, say with the pipe command. Okay, this is the pipe command. After the pipe command, now we assume that this same output, what is that, the first 5 lines of emp.lst, I want to store it in a file called shortlist, a separate file. One we know we can directly redirect the output to a new file name. Say for example, if I write, I can take this output to a particular file also. Instead, now what I am going to do here is that, say for example, if I write one command here, TEE, and listen carefully, output of first part of the command head, first 5 lines of the emp.lst, one naturally it is going to standard output device as we seen in the previous line, last execution of the command. Now I want one more copy of this output to a separate file. Let me name that particular file as short list. If I do like this, one set of output will come to screen or your standard output. Another copy of the output will go to this particular file called shortlist. Just type enter. See, as usual, one copy of the output is displayed in the monitor. Now, if you look into that directory, you can see that one more file is created here in the name of the shortlist. See at the last end here, in that one file is created here, shortlist. File called shortlist is created. This is the output command of the previous one copy of the output. One copy is already displayed in the monitor, standard output device. Another copy is there in the file. I redirected this. I made one copy, and that copy, one copy will go to the standard output device. Another copy will go to the standard the input file. One new file. They called shortlist. You can check the content. Say, if you check cat shortlist, you can see that content. This is nothing but the output. The pre-output, whatever we have seen here. Okay. So how we are able to do this? See, look into this T command. Okay, so very useful command also many a time. What is the T command? From the natural output of the previous command, whether it is to the monitor or not, we are taking another with that. That is the beauty of this T command. Okay. TEE. Any doubt in this command? Anybody? Okay, now we'll try to, we have already emp.lst. Let us continue our discussion of discussions with this new sample file that is called shortlist command. Now, I have been telling about the cut and paste commands. Now let us try to extract specific columns you need to follow with the one option called -C option with the cut command with the list of column numbers. Say for example, now if I say cut, cut command, and I want to cut based on column numbers, -C, cut -C. Then after that you need to mention clearly about column numbers. You want to extract this. Now you don't want to print entire line. You are interested only in certain columns of the output. Each column occupies one character. Now let me try with the columns. I want to get an output from say 6th column to 22, one set of output. And after that, I want to get 24, whatever it may be, 24 to 32 from the given input file short list. Look into the command carefully. You have now for us the reference file is short list. It contains 5 lines, and you know that first 4 columns are the employee codes 2, 2, 3, 3, etc. Then there is a space. Then there comes a delimiter, and 6th column is the starting character of the name employee names from 6 to some 22. We counted this and we are specifying. Now, if you look into this output, now what happened here? From the given file short list, it extracts It is a vertical split. Okay. It displays characters displayed in column 6 to 22, one set. And after that from 24 to 32. Rest of the contents are eliminated while displaying this. This is a cut command. Once again, if you want to copy this to a file, you can use a T command also with the pipe. That is also possible. That also you can experiment. So this is about one particular form. Now in case, so -C option is useful for fixed length lines. It's very useful for fixed length lines. But many a time practically when you are working with any system configuration files, we may not find all the fixed length lines. Say for example, if you're working with some password file or any configuration files within the folder called /etc, etc. Number of characters in a line may vary. So to extract useful data from these files, in such a files, you need to cut the fields rather than columns. When I say that, now here in this above file or shortlist or emp.lst, you can notice that we assumed that employee codes are 4 digits and 1 space is available. Total 5 columns stands for employee codes. After that, we used a delimiter. From the 6th character onwards, we are starting with the first name and so on for all the fields. So this is called fixed field size. This is ideal one. Practically, this may not be the case. Sometimes one person may have a very long name. Okay, maybe sometimes more than say nearly 30 to even 30 characters in it, surnames, etc., etc. In such a case, we cannot have fixed width columns. In such a case, we can use delimiters. We can use delimiters to separate the field, whatever may be the length of the field. We assume that each field is separated by a delimiter. That delimiters also we can mention while processing it. Say for example, let me try with the cut command. Cut. Now -D, the delimiter, instead of specifying fixed number of columns or the column numbers, if you want to extract contents from the file based upon delimiters. In the previous shortlist file, you can see that a delimiter is a vertical line. Okay, there's nothing whatever sometimes used as a pipe command in the shell command, a vertical line. So that is the delimiter for us. So we have to say that cut based on delimiters. Then you need to specify what is the delimiter. So directly, if I use this command, it is pipe command. To change the meaning of that, we are using another character to indicate that this is not a pipe command. Write a slash and then write that delimiter. If you use some other delimiter like star, etc., you can write star. Otherwise, say it like this. The purpose of slash is to change the original meaning of that vertical line, which stands for pipe command. So now here we are using it as a delimiter, not as a pipe command. That's why I write it along with the slash to undo the original meaning of that vertical line. Then after that, now here you are specifying that you want to cut a file where the delimiter is this vertical lines which separates fields. And after that, you are indicating that the field, which field you want to separate out. So the field numbers. Say you want to extract field number 2. Field number 2 in the shortlist is name. and you want to another field to extract, that is 2, 3, 4. Their department is 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth field. Fourth field. Then you are saying that from the short list. Now look into this particular command very carefully. Try to understand the meaning. So there is a sample input file, that is a short list, where there are 6 fields: employee code, name, designation, department, date of birth, and salary. And each field is separated by a vertical line, or there is a delimiter for each field. So if the vertical line is the delimiter, second field is the name, and fourth field is their department, you want to extract that from the short list. You don't want any other information like their employee codes, their designation, date of birth, and salary. Then you can extract that. Now look into the output. So second field is the name, and fourth field is the department. So in case if you want their name and say, for example, their salary component, then you can say 6, nothing else. If you want that also you can get a display. Or if you want name and designations, you can write 2 and 3 from the given input file. Delimiter is vertical line. So this is how you can cut a line. Now here in such cases, there can be any number of characters in a particular field. Need not be fixed width fields. Okay, this is the advantage. This is the use of cut by using a delimiter symbol, cutting the fields. Okay, with the delimiters. So if you have any doubts on this, you can ask cutting the fields here. Any doubts? And these outputs, instead of displaying this onto the fields on any particular line, sometimes you can redirect it to any file also. Say if I write X. Now look into this particular feature, so this redirection operators. Output, instead of going to standard output device, this output is displayed. Or it is redirected to a file called X. So if you say cat X now, you will get the output. So, but in case if you use a T command here, instead of redirecting it, if instead of this greater than symbol, if you write T, and if you write say one new file name X1, now what happens? If you pipe this command, of course, you have to do like this. If you send this, if the usage is something like this, one output will go to standard output, that means in the terminal, and another output will go to file called X1. So now it is displayed there in the output or in the standard output device, that is the terminal. As well as if you look into cat X1, you can find the file name, this content in that particular file called X1 also. So this is the difference. Notice the difference between T command and redirection command. Redirection is greater than output is redirected to a file. Naturally, it's supposed to go to standard output device. Instead of that, it will be redirected to a file called X. That's what is happened here in our previous command here. It went to X. So instead of, so here it's not displayed immediately to the terminal, but it is displayed, the content is stored in the file called X, and if you can test it by printing the content. But in case if you use output with a T, as usual, it will go to the terminal, and it will get displayed there, and another copy will go to X1 to a new file. Okay, this is the difference between a redirection and the T commands. Okay, anything else? Any doubts here?
Sir, could you re-explain the first cut command where you cut it with the number of bytes?
Number of columns, not bytes. This one, you meant to say this command?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. So this command is, you look into the original file there, say, this is the original file, right? Now if I say cut using some column numbers, 6. Now what is the 6th column here? Count the file. The first, no, just check in this particular character, in this line. First 4 columns are filled with the employee codes 2233. 5th column is a blank. Okay, 5th column is a blank there. 6th column is a separator. So, sorry.
Okay, sir, I got it.
Yeah. So, 6th column is a delimiter. Then from there to 22, that is you are specifying one set of one field. Second field starts from 24th to 32. That's it. You have to count each character position, including empty space. Say A Shukla is a small name compared with the others, but whereas Sumit Chakravarti contains many characters. There also you can see that I entered the second column. I'm printing from 6 to 22. Chakrabarti, Y is missed out there in Sumit Chakrabarti. So just try to avoid that kind of errors. You can rectify it. Just try with the 23. See the output. Now Chakrabarti full name is displayed up to 23rd character. 23rd character is up to Y. Okay, this is how you are splitting a line.
Sir, is the space counted as a column?
Yeah, space also, space is also column, right? One particular field, because it's a, so when I say here column numbers in each line, because we assume that, see, look into this particular file, original file also, all these are fixed width, but the number of actual content may be small. So,
But then after, if Chakrabarti, the Y is column 23, then shouldn't
just count it. Say, for example, for under the Sumit line, 5, 6, 7, 8 takes one column, right? 4 fields. 5th column is empty. 6th one, we are starting from 6. Okay, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then there is a space between Sumit and Chakrabarti, and count it in that way.
Okay, sir, got it.
Okay, yeah, that way experimented. It's a pure counting of the position, character positions. Okay. So one is by counting, repeat counting the character positions, that is field numbers. Another is selecting one delimiter. You have to type the data file such that there will be delimiter exist, which will separate different fields. In case if you have varied width fields, then it is better to use a delimiter, something like the original pipe command. Then you can say, in case if you want to extract second field and third field from the short list, then you can get one sample out, then you can take the output with the help of a T command to one particular file also. Say for example, cut list. One output is displayed, another will be stored in the file called cut list. Similarly, you can use, say for example, one more cut list you can prepare. You can see what happens if you write this. Look into these commands here. Particularly, this particular option is very important. Just notice that there is one more feature of this cut command. The first field, of course, no doubt it is employee code. Then after that, in the original file, fourth field, you have written here 4 and a hyphen, or else a minus symbol. So first field is displayed, then from fourth everything, that is the meaning here, 4 and hyphen. Fourth, fifth, sixth, everything is displayed here in the cut list 2. Okay, everything is displayed in the cut list 2. And this escape sequence of to identify these fields, either you can write it with a slash and delimiter, or else you can write the delimiter and close it with the double quotes. This is also okay. Okay, so you note this also. And whenever you say 1, 4, first field is displayed, then fourth, fifth, sixth, etc. If there is some more fields, everything will be displayed if you say 4 minus. That is also one of the variation. You remember about that also. Right. This also will be a useful command sometimes. So now the next command is paste command. When you say paste command, what you cut with the cut can be pasted back with the paste command. If you cut something, similarly, you can club it together with the paste command, but vertically rather than horizontally. You can view two files side by side by pasting them. In the previous example here, cut was used to create two files. One is called cut list 1 and cut list 2, containing two cutout portions of the same file. Using paste, you can fix them laterally. Say for example, now look into one by one. Cat command. So I'll try to print. Cut list 1. This is the cut list 1 command. Similarly, cut list 2 is this command. These are the two files given here. So in the second file, you know that there is a first field, that is employee code. Then after that, fourth, fifth, sixth. 1, 4, 5, 6 field is here. And whereas in the previous cut list 1, you have second field and third field. Whatever is missed out, that is there in the top field. Now what you can do here is that you can use, say for example, paste. You can club it together, paste cut list 1. Now you know what is 1, the cut list 1 file. It is a name and their designation along with cut list 2. Okay. Now we can paste it together. Now notice how it is pasted. It is not appending to the existing file. Now try to look into the output, the way in which it is pasted. Don't assume that at the end of the cut list 1, cut list 2 is displayed. Instead, it is pasted in this particular fashion. A Shukla, GM, and employee. So that is the content of the first file. Second field, second file, cut list 2 contains employee code and department, date of birth and salary. So we can paste 2 files in this fashion also. It is not a horizontal paste, it is a vertical paste. Okay, it is not cut list 1 file or cut list 2 is appended to the end of cut list 1, to end of the previous file, but it is a vertical, it is a vertical adding. Okay, so note down this particular command also. And now if you look into these particular files, the original content have been restored to the some extent, not completely, except that the fields have different relative locations. Their relative locations are changed now. Now name is at the first field and pasting has taken place on white space also. Like cut and paste also uses the tab as the default delimiter, but you can specify one or more delimiters with the -d also. What is the delimiter? You can use a new delimiter as well. Anyway, further discussions on these simple filters, I will continue in our next class. Now at 10:30, you will have a assignment schedule, sorry, the quiz scheduled. So up to 20 minutes quiz. Then I have given you 5 minutes extra time to upload. Quiz will end it exactly after 20 minutes. By 10:55 is the last time to upload or to submit or to turn in. Okay, look into the questions very carefully, analyze it, and write the answers. It's very important. Before that, if any doubts or anything you want to ask, you can ask me. Yes, any doubts? Okay, then I will wind up the class now. So assignment, so quiz is scheduled at 10:30. So goodbye.
Sir, how long is the quiz?
20 minutes as usual.
Okay.
Okay, then after 20 minutes is then again I gave you up to 11, sorry, 10:55 to submit in case of any delay. Just okay, 10 to 10, 10:30 to 10:50 is the quiz time. Okay, see you in the next class. And by all these commands, whatever we discussed so far, you practice it in your Linux machine. By simply mugging of this command that will confuse you, practice it several times, then you will remember it forever. Actually, these are very simple. Before that, you can create one simple emp.lst file for yourself. Okay, I will upload this emp.lst also to the file section so that you can download it and use it for your practice directly. Okay. That's it. I will end the class now.